No, listen,
Sam,
Danny,
wait a second.
you haven't thought it through.
Look, they have a defense. They were following an order.
An illegal order?
Do you think these guys know what an illegal order is? I don't know what an illegal order is.
You just hang on for
They're
a
not
second.
permitted to question orders, period.
Then what's the secret, huh? What are the magic words? I get orders every day. Nobody follows them.
We have softball games and marching bands. They stand on the wall. That's what they were ordered to do.
Yeah, well, the law says you can't do what they did, all right? It's as simple as
It's
that.
not as simple as that. We're defense counsel. We position the truth. What they teach you?
To tell the truth, not position it.
Yeah, well, they taught you wrong. Talk to your guy in NIS. See what the deal is on Markinson.
Yeah, well, I already did.
And?
And she said if Markinson doesn't want to be found, we're not going to find Markinson. She said I could be Markinson. You wouldn't know.
Are you Markinson?
Commander?
I'm not Markinson, that's two down.
Okay. Well, look, we'll meet at my apartment every night at 7 o'clock. I want you working with Downey 2 hours a day. You gotta get him to stop squinting when he talks. He looks shitty. Sam, you're in charge of Dawson. Razor sharp order takers, Stepford Marine. They were following an order, straight and simple.
And what expert witness are we going to bring in who's going to say they had to follow this order?
Jessup. Jessup!
I'm not putting Jessup on the stand. I can get what I need from Kendrick.
You put Kendrick on the stand to get him a chance to deny he gave the order.
Listen.
Put a lieutenant colonel on the stand.
Listen, Dawson and Downey will testify to the order. Kendrick will testify that they had to follow.
I think that's a mistake.
No.
Thank you.
All right, tonight at 7. All I got at the house is shooting smacks and you, so bring whatever you want to eat or drink. We'll be there tomorrow. Don't wear that perfume. It breaks my concentration.
Really?
I was talking to Sam.
Inspection system is flawed. That's something that they should get straight.
Commander Stone to see you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. The next batch of reports has got to be modified. That's something I want you to take care of. Yes, sir. Walter, any news?
Not yet, sir. We've still got a number of tests to run, but even at that, they're going to take a while, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to make a determination.
I see.
Colonel, it would help us to know what happened.
His coat red, sir. Men were shaving his head.
Lieutenant, the boy didn't die of a haircut.
No, he died because that's what the Lord saw fit.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. John, will you give the Lord a rest, would you please?
Yes,
You look like hell. You get some rest yourself.
yes,
Johnny,
yes, sir.
you're a Marine.
Thank you, sir.
All right, look, Walter, I don't want to pin you down to anything. I know you still have some tests to run. But let me just ask you this. What are the possibilities at this point?
It could be any number of things. Nathan, they used a gag. Could have gotten stuck down his throat. There could have been something poisonous on the gag. He could have gotten the hell scared out of him and had a heart attack. Like I said, we may never be certain. Sometimes it's a judgment call.
A heart attack.
He has a medical history that suggests the possibility of a slight coronary disorder.
Why wasn't this ever detected before?
It's difficult to impossible to detect.
Walter, no. How's this going to sound to a board of inquiry?
How do you mean?
I mean, every 3 months you give these boys a thorough examination. And every 3 months you put Santiago back up on the wall with a clean bill of health. Am I wrong?
Nathan, the symptoms aren't like that.
Hey, Walter, you tell me, what can something like this do to a doctor's career? You know what I think? I don't think it was a code red at all. I think Dawson and Downey got it into their heads to kill Santiago. I think, like you said, they put poison on the rat.
That's one possibility.
You know why I think that, Walter? How long have I known you, Walter?
4 years.
Close on to 5. One of the first things I did when I got this post was to request your assignment to the base hospital. And the first thing I'll do when I leave is tell the folks upstairs that I want Walter with the big stones coming with me. I put my trust in you. I put the lives of my Marines in your hands. That's why it had to be poison, Walter. That's why it had to be poison. There's going to be an investigation into the cause of death. I'll do what I can.
Yes, sir.
Tom!
Yes, sir.
Find me Captain Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Well, yes, sir, Gil.
Gosh, I hope so. I've been getting the runaround all morning. Gilbert Hamilton, Baltimore Sun.
What can I do for you today, sir?
Well, I'm doing a two-part feature on the air traffic over at Andrews Air Force Base. Do you keep on file any record of the incoming flights at Andrews?
Sure, all the bases. I list the flight times and all the daily conversations.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Like I said, those are the flight times, the passenger manifest.
Well, I need the flight log for Andrews for the evening of July 7th and the morning of July 8th.
Got it. The only thing is we need a fleet requisition form and a 710 signed by 2 officers over the radio.
Oh, hell.
Sorry, sir. I can't give you the copies without the form and 710 signed by the 2 officers.
No, I understand. Is the duty officer here?
No, he's in the department meeting today.
Gee, well, look, is there anybody that I can talk to?
No, I'm the only one here. They're all at lunch.
Let's go then. Get a log.
Sir, let's go for Harold W. Dawson, sir!
Harold, you don't have to identify yourself every time I come in. Thought we were through with that shit tonight. I struck an enlisted man without cause of provocation. I just wanted to come by and give you some words of encouragement. Set up, sir. It's not very confidence inspiring, I know, but it's all I have on such short notice.
It's all right. I'm not the one who needs confidence. After all, it's not up to me anymore, is it? You have to accept consequences too, right?
Yeah, but it's not really my consequences to accept now, are they?
That makes it a bit worse, doesn't it, sir?
Set up, sir. Hey, last chance, I'll flip you for it.
Good night.
All those having business with this General Court Martial, stand forward and you shall be heard. Captain Julius Alexander Randolph presiding. God save the United States of America.
Without objection, the sworn statements of the defendants have been read to the members and entered into the court record.
No objection.
No objection.
Without objection, the sworn statements made by 9 members of Rifle Security Company Windward have been read to the jurors and entered into the court record.
No objection.
No objection.
Is the government prepared to present its case?
Yes, sir, we are.
Please report before we begin. May I ask if all these MPs are really necessary?
Are they making you nervous, Commander?
No, sir. They're projecting the image that the defendants are dangerous and/or a flight risk.
The defendants are on trial for murder.
The defendants, who are in handcuffs, have not been found guilty of a crime. And I'm certain that if they were to break free and make their escape, the 4 armed guards at the door would apprehend them.
The provost marshal felt it advisable to make the defendants a security priority, sir.
The provost marshal is going to feel like an idiot if someone steals one of our ships during this trial.
Take a seat, Commander. Government will call its witness.
Thank you, sir. The government calls Commander Stone.
Call Commander Stone.
Commander, have you been previously sworn in?
Yes, I have.
Please state your full name, rank, and current bill for the record.
Commander Walter Stone. My current billet is Internal Medicine Specialist, Guantanamo Bay Naval Hospital.
Thank you, Commander. You may have a seat. And you've been at Gitmo for?
From October 1st, 1986 to the present.
And on 7 July this year, did you have occasion to treat PFC William Santiago?
I did.
What was the nature of that treatment, sir?
Private Santiago was brought into the emergency room on the morning of the 8th at 00:30. He was coughing up blood and suffering from a lack of oxygen. He lost consciousness at 00:35.
And what were your observations upon examination?
The most obvious things were the rope marks around his wrists and that his head was partially shaved. X-rays and lab tests revealed that his lungs were filled with fluid bilaterally. He had profound acidosis, that is to say, a relative acid in his lungs.
And what would cause acid to build up in a person's lungs?
Acidosis occurs when the muscles and other cells of the body burn sugar in the absence of oxygen. Santiago's cells had stopped burning oxygen and began burning sugar, causing his lungs to bleed. He drowned in his own blood and was pronounced dead at 01:10.
What caused Santiago's lungs to begin
begin burning sugar. An ingested poison of some kind.
Now, I'm just wondering why it would have to necessarily be poison. What if a rat were stuck down my throat, just as a joke, and pushed too far? Would that trigger the acidosis?
If that were the case, you die of a lack of oxygen before your lungs begin to bleed. Lactic acidosis is a chemical process that requires 20 to 30 minutes before it becomes lethal.
But doctor, did Santiago die of poison?
Absolutely.
Now, are you aware, sir, that the lab results showed no poison on the rat?
Yes, I am.
Are you also aware, sir, that the coroner's report showed no poison in the body?
Yes, I am.
Well, doctor, how do you justify your opinion, sir?
There are literally dozens of toxins which are virtually undetectable in a human body or on, well, a fabric. The nature of the acidosis is the compelling factor in this issue.
Thank you, doctor.
Doctor, other than the rope marks, was there any other external damage?
Don't call him doctor.
Commander, other than the rope marks, was there any other external damage?
No.
No scrapes or cuts?
No.
No bruise? Jesus, why can't
Concentrate.
I am concentrating.
Not hard enough.
Yeah, well, I concentrated hard enough to graduate fourth in my class. Where's your merit badge for concentration?
Scrapes, cuts, bruises, welts, broken bones, fat lip. Saved by the bell.
Someone order food?
I can't remember.
I thought we were Chinese food.
No, we had Chinese food last night.
We have Chinese food every night.
What? Oh, it might be a package for me.
No, I'll check it. I gotta search the lunch center.
Have your mail delivered here now?
I called division. I wanted to see the tower chief's log from Guantanamo.
Yeah, what do you want with the tower chief's log?
They said the 200 was the first flight out that night. I want to see if they were keeping Santiago on the base on purpose.
I'm chasing Kendrick. You're chasing shadows.
I'm chasing Jessup.
Leave Jessup out of this.
One day you're going to tell me what went on in his office.
Well, it's certainly not Chinese food.
Is it for me?
I don't know. It just says AF40 MAM. Does that mean anything to anybody?
AF40 MAM?
Ah, Greater Joanne Galway, USNR, JAGC, MOUSE.
Hey, how's the baby?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen her late in about 2 weeks.
Damn it!
One.
You sent the wrong log.
Wrong week?
The wrong goddamn base. I swear these assholes sent the logbook for Andrews Air Force Base. I asked for Guantanamo Naval Air Station. Of course, they sent Andrews Air Force Base.
Just call them in the morning. They'll send you the right.
I know, it just galls me.
It what?
It galls me.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone saying that in my generation before. Jeez. God.
Back to work.
No scrapes, cuts, bruises, welts, broken bones, fat lip.
Go Harvard.
Commander, you testify that it takes lactic acidosis 20 to 30 minutes before it becomes lethal. That is to say, 20 to 30 minutes before the person's lungs would fill with fluid bilaterally. Is that right?
That's correct.
20 to 30 minutes. That's about average.
Right.
Some people might be a little bit more, some people less.
A little bit more, a little bit less.
Let me ask you this. Is it possible to have an affliction, some sort of condition, which might actually speed up the process of acidosis dramatically?
Certainly.
What might some of those conditions be?
A person had a coronary disorder or a cerebral disorder. It's possible the lungs might begin to bleed before the person suffocated. Mind you, it would have to be a serious condition.
Is it possible to have a serious coronary condition where the initial warning signals were so mild as to escape a physician during a routine medical exam?
Possibly. There'd still be symptoms, though.
What would some of those symptoms be?
There are many symptoms of a coronary disorder.
Are chest pains, shortness of breath, fatigue among them?
Yes.
Commander, could you please look and see if that's your signature?
Yes, it is.
This is an order for Private Santiago to be placed on restrictive duty for a period of 4 weeks. Will you please read your handwritten remarks at the bottom of that page, please, sir?
Initial testing negative. Patient complains of chest pains, shortness of breath, fatigue. Restricted from running distances of over 5 1/2 miles.
Thank you, Commander. No further questions.
You have been licensed to practice medicine for 12 years, doctor. You are published in various medical journals. You are board certified in internal medicine. You are chief of internal medicine in a hospital that serves over 8,000 men. In your professional medical opinion, did Santiago die of poison?
Objection, speculation.
The doctor is an expert witness. In this court, his opinion is not speculation.
Your Honor, has the witness been admitted as an expert?
The government moves at this time to admit the commander as an expert witness and to allow his opinion as testimony.
Objection, Your Honor. The commander is an internist, not a criminologist, and his testimony under cross-examination only shows that the medical facts are simply inconclusive.
Overruled. The court will hear the doctor's testimony.
Sir, the defense strenuously objects and requests a sidebar so that Your Honor might hear discussion before ruling on the objection.
The objection of the defense has been heard and overruled, Commander.
Exception.
Noted.
Doctor, in your expert medical opinion, did Private Santiago die of poison?
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. Nothing further.
Commander, you may step down.
Please the court, while the government reserves the right to call rebuttal witnesses, we rest our case.
Is the defense ready to present its case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. This court will recess until 1000 hours this Monday, August 19th.
10. Dismissed. I strenuously object. Is that how it works? Objection. Overruled. No. I strenuously object. Well, if you strenuously object, let me take a moment to reconsider.
Look, I got it in the record.
You also got it in the jury's head that we're afraid of the doctor, all right? You object once to remind them that his testimony hasn't been proven. Any more than that, it looks like this great case that we've just built is all a bunch of fancy lawyer tricks. It's the difference between paper
All right,
law
knock it
and
off.
trial law.
Get about it.
I'm sorry, I'm in a pissy mood.
Is he right?
Yes, I'm right.
He's right, but
Okay.
it doesn't matter, though.
Look, I'm gonna go call the wife. I'll talk to you.
Why do you hate them so much?
Because they beat up on a weakling. That's all they did. The rest is smoke-filled coffee house crap. They tortured and tormented a weaker kid. And this wasn't the first time. Read the letters. It was 8 months. And you know what? I bet you it was his whole life. And why? Because he couldn't run very fast. I'm off duty now. Don't ask me to be pals with these guys.
Sam, do you think the argument we're going to make on Monday is legally sound?
I think the argument we're going to make on Monday is morally reprehensible.
Come on, Sam. I'm not a prosecutor, I'm not a jury, and I'm not a judge. That makes me the one person in this room who is honor bound to do things which are morally reprehensible. All right, let's just take the rest of the night off, all right?
And
No, I mean it. Go see your wife, go see the baby, Joe, go do whatever it is you do when you're not here. We'll start working on Howard tomorrow morning.
well, shall we go over some of the...
No, I mean it. Just take the rest of the night off.
All right. I'll meet you guys in the morning.
Look, don't worry. He's tired. Don't worry about him. I'll see you tomorrow morning, Joe.
How much damage did I cause with the doctor?
It doesn't matter.
Are you saying it doesn't matter because I didn't cause that much damage? Or it doesn't matter because it's water under the bridge?
I'm saying it doesn't matter because we'll never know and there's nothing we can do about it.
Good. That's a good attitude.
Oh, thanks. I got it on sale, actually. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Joe, you got someplace to go?
Yeah, I was just gonna stick around here for a little while.
Here in your courtroom?
Yeah.
Well, the only person that's going to be here is going to be Dickie, the night janitor. And he's asleep most of the time. And quite honestly, he's not that much fun when he's awake.
I know, I just...
What?
Nothing.
You just what?
Nothing.
What?
I enjoy empty courtrooms.
You enjoy empty court.
Yes.
You're like 7 of the strangest women I've ever met.
I know. I'm the girl guys like you hated in the
Joe. You're the girl the guys like me tortured in the 6th grade. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hey, why do you like me so much?
Because they stand on a wall. And they say nothing is going to hurt you tonight. Not on my watch. Isn't that amazing?
Look, don't worry about that doctor. This trial starts Monday.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Santiago, I was William's company commander. I knew your son vaguely, which is to say that I knew his name. In a matter of time, the trial of the 2 men charged with your son's death will be concluded. And 7 men and 2 women whom you have never met will try to offer you an explanation as to why William is dead. Most likely, they'll offer you many explanations. For my part, I've done what I can to bring the truth to light. I've done so not in the uniform in which I've served for 21 years, but in costumes and shadows. I was a defender. And now I am being pursued by the Naval Investigative Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Central Intelligence Agency, and the military police. I can't possibly do this any longer. Because the truth is this. Your son is dead for only one reason. I wasn't strong enough to stop it. Always, Captain Matthew Andrew Markinson, United States Marine Corps.
Sit up! All those having business with us. Today is Monday, August 19th, 1986. Court is in session at 1002.
Where have you been? Stop looking for Markins.
Is the defense ready to call its first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls Corporal Howard.
Call Corporal Howard.
Corporal Howard, have you been previously sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Please state your first full name, rank, and current billet for the record.
Corporal Jeffrey Owen Howard, Marine Barracks Windward, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Thank you, Corporal. You may have a seat.
Corporal, are you a little nervous?
Yes, sir.
Would you like a glass of water?
No, sir, I'm fine, thank you.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you'd like a glass of water,
Your
we'd
Honor,
like to take a
The
short
corporal
break.
has twice said he doesn't want any water. Can we move forward with the examination, please?
Defense counsel will question the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal, you've been called in as a witness in order to give the court some insight into the nature of the duty of the Marines and Rifle Security Company perform. Please feel free to use that map. It's right behind you.
Well, you see,
Yeah,
it's very simple.
You're gonna have to wait for me to ask you a question, actually.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Would you describe the general layout of the base for us, please?
Well, you see, it's very simple, really. The base is divided into 2 halves, with the divider being Guantanamo Bay. Each half has its own rifle security company. On the left is RSC Leeward, see, and on the right is Windward.
And what's the function of the Marines at RSC Windward?
Provide ground support in case of an enemy engagement, and provide day-to-day security along the fence line.
How much time do the Marines spend on watch?
We're on the fence for a week and off.
And when you're on the fence, how long is each watch?
6 hours on and 6 hours off.
So 6 hours on, 6 hours off, 1 week on, 1 week off. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Are the sentries on?
Yes, sir.
With
Sir?
what are the Marines on with?
Sir?
Jeffrey, what are you armed with?
Weapons?
A pea shooter, a pocket knife, a slingshot?
No, sir. I'm a pea shooter.
Permission to leave the witness?
By a leash if necessary.
You're armed with M15 rifles and 60 rounds of ammunition. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jeffrey. What's the code red?
Code Red's a disciplinary action brought against a Marine who's fallen out of line.
Ain't some ways a Marine can fall out of line?
Being late for platoon or company meetings, keeping his barracks in disorder, behaving in a manner unbecoming a Marine, falling back on a run.
Have you ever received a code red?
Yes, sir.
Could you describe it for us, please?
I dropped a weapon during a field exercise one day. We were doing 7-man assault drills, and I dropped a weapon, sir. And it's just that my palms were sweaty because it was 100 degrees outside, and it just slipped, sir.
And what happened?
That night in my barracks, the guys in the squad threw a blanket over me and took turns punching me in the arm for 5 minutes, and then they poured glue on my hands.
Okay.
And it worked too, because I ain't never dropped my weapon since.
Objection.
We're gonna have to strike that, Jeffrey, but it was a good effort. What happened after they punched and poured glue on your hands?
They took me to the post 44 and bought me a beer.
So they gave you a code red and then they bought you a beer.
Yes, sir.
Corporal, were you acquainted with Private Santiago?
Yes, sir.
Did you come in contact with him every day?
Yes, sir.
You participated in drills together?
Yes, sir.
You spent time on the fence together?
Yes, sir.
You shared a barracks hall?
Yes, sir.
Was Private Santiago ever late for platoon meetings?
Yes, sir.
Was his barracks ever in disorder?
Yes, sir.
Did he ever let his appearance become substandard?
Yes, sir.
Ever fall back on a run?
All the time, sir.
Did he ever, in your estimation, behave in a way a Marine would never behave in? Unbecoming of a Marine?
Absolutely, sir. Yes.
Okay. Did he ever, prior to the morning of July 7th, receive a code red?
No, sir.
Never. You received a code red because your palms were sweaty. Why not Santiago? This embarrassment, this burden to his unit. Why didn't he ever receive a code red?
Corporal Dawson wouldn't allow it, sir.
Corporal Dawson wouldn't allow it?
How? Corporal Dawson was Santiago's squad leader, and he wouldn't let anyone go near him. And the guys in the squad talked tough about Santiago. When it came down to it, they wouldn't touch him. They're too afraid of Corporal Dawson, sir.
Objection. The witness is characterizing.
It's a good point. I'll rephrase. Jeffrey, did you ever want to give Private Santiago a code red?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you?
Because Dawson kicked my butt, sir.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Lieutenant Ross is going to ask you a few questions now, okay?
Corporal, I have here the Marine Guide and General Information Handbook for new recruits. You familiar with this book?
Yes, sir.
Have you read it?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Turn, if you would, to the chapter that discusses code reds.
Sir.
Just flip to the page that talks about code reds.
Code reds aren't in this book, sir.
Huh. All right. I have here the Marine Infantry Handbook. Turn to the page that talks about code reds and read us what it says there.
Sir, you see, the code red's a term that, well, we only use it down at Gitmo, sir. I'm not sure if it
Excellent. I have here the Marine Corps Guide for Sentry Duty, Nav Base, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Now, I assume that the term code red and its definition will be in this book, and we can just move on.
No, sir.
No? Corporal, I'm a Marine. Are you telling me that there's no book, no manual, no pamphlet, no set of orders or regulation that tells me that as a Marine, one of my duties is to perform code reds?
No, sir. No book, sir.
Thank you, Corporal. Nothing further.
Corporal, will you please turn to the page in this book where it lists the enlisted men's mess hall?
Lieutenant Cappy, that's not in the book.
No? You mean to tell this court that you've been stationed at Gitmo for more than 13 months, and that whole time you've never had a meal?
No, sir. 3 squares a day.
Well, I don't understand. Where did you know where the men's mess hall was if it's not in this book?
I guess I just followed the crowd at chow time, sir.
Thank you.
You can step down, Corporal Howard.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take a 5-minute recess. Please don't anyone go too far.
Lieutenant! As you were.
So what happened to Marcus?
Oh, Christ.
Danny, can I talk to you for a second? You know, it's really good, the redirect on Howard.
Yeah, thanks.
Look, I want this to end. I don't want you to put Kendrick on the stand.
Yeah, he's a real day at the beach.
I was up with him all night. He's bright, articulate, nothing in the closet. Danny, you're gonna make a meal out of him.
I on this conversation with what?
What's going on here, Danny? I mean, you're putting on a maintaining defense, but you're getting nowhere. You had the doctor on the ropes. I mean, you're the doctor on the ropes, Danny, and you lost him. You know you did. Now, Howard was sweet as hell with his
Dawson Defender Act, and you're gonna trash Kendrick just to make it look like you're doing your job. When you know, and I know, don't pretend you don't. But this is getting you nowhere. Not one step closer to where you need to be.
We got 2 minutes till Reverend John. Now, what can I do for you?
Stop now. Look, it's my job to defend these guys, and I can't have them look like clowns on the stand. So here it is. End it. 3 years.
Are you kidding me? I mean, 4 weeks ago, we were talking about 6 months.
4 weeks ago, your boys pissed on 6 months. 4 weeks ago, your boys went on the cover of Washington Post, and neither were you. You only have 2 witnesses, Danny, and they're on trial for murder.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.
Look, you got bullied into this. You got bullied into this by everybody. By her, by Dawson. Hell, I practically dared you. You got bullied into this even though not for 1 second did you think you could win. Hell, Danny, you got bullied into this by the memory of a lawyer who might have stood a chance.
Yeah, but you're a lousy fucking softball player, Jack.
Lieutenant, things are going down, and I can't stop anymore.
Defense calls Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick.
Call Lieutenant Kendrick.
Lieutenant Kendrick, have you been previously sworn in?
I have.
Please state your full name, rank, and current billet for the record.
Lieutenant Jonathan James Kendrick, Executive Officer, Rifle Security Company, Windward, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You may have a seat.
Lieutenant Kendrick, in your opinion, was Private Santiago a good Marine?
Well, I'd say it was about average.
Really? Lieutenant, you co-signed 3 fitness reports on Santiago. On all 3 reports, you gave a rating of below average.
Yes, he was below average. I didn't feel the need to trample all over the man's grave.
We appreciate that, Lieutenant. But you're under oath now. As difficult as it might be, I think we'd all just as soon hear the truth.
I'm aware of my oath.
On your left bicep is a patch. What does that patch say?
Unit, Corps, God, Country.
What does that slogan mean?
It's our code, our order of priorities.
Would Private Santiago be as likely to adhere to that code as, say, someone who received a rating of exceptional?
No, he would not.
Lieutenant, these are the last 3 fitness reports you signed for PFC Downey and Lance Corporal Dawson. PFC Downey received 3 straight marks of exceptional. Lance Corporal Dawson received 2 marks of exceptional, but on his most recent report, dated June 9th of this year, he received a rating of below average. This is this last report I'd like to talk to you for a minute, sir.
That's fine.
Lance Corporal Dawson's ranking after infantry training school was 4.0. Now, records indicate that well over half that class has since been promoted to full corporal, while Dawson has remained a Lance Corporal. Was Dawson's promotion held up because of this last report?
I'm sure it was.
Lieutenant, do you recall an incident involving a PFC Curtis Barnes who was found stealing liquor from the officers' club?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I thought very highly of Private Barnes. I didn't want to see his record tarnished by a formal report.
You preferred instead to handle within the unit.
Objection.
I remind the court that Lieutenant Kendrick is appearing as an adverse witness and that the rules of cross and not direct examination apply.
Overruled.
Any real leader will tell you that the best way to handle a low-level problem is to let those on the low level handle it. Lieutenant, did you order Corporal Dawson and 2 other men to make sure Private Barnes received no food or drink except for water for a period of 10 days?
That's a distortion of the truth. Private Barnes was put under barracks restriction. He was given vitamin supplements and water. At no time was his health ever in danger.
Your Honor, I object to this entire line of questioning as argumentative and irrelevant badgering of this witness.
Lieutenant, I remind you, you're now questioning a Marine officer with an impeccable service record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm overruling your objection, however. Defense counsel may continue its line of questioning.
Lieutenant, you said that you prefer to handle these situations within the unit rather than going to what this court might consider to be the proper authorities. Is that correct?
I beg your
Would
pardon.
you like me to repeat the question?
Proper authorities?
Yes.
Lieutenant, I have 2 books at my bedside, the Marine Code of Conduct and the King James Bible. And I'm not aware of any of the proper authorities than my commanding officer, Colonel Nathan Roy Jessup, and the Lord our God.
Lieutenant, at your request, I can ask that the record reflect your lack of recognition as this court is a proper authority.
You're gonna move to strike.
Lieutenant, I'd advise against testing the limits of my patience.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant, this sort of disciplinary action you preferred in that matter of response. Is there any form?
Objection! It's called a code red, and it works. And it's the business of no one but the members of Rifle Security Company.
Well, we got that straight.
I would hope so.
Would a Marine with an overall rating of exceptional know what a code red is?
No, he would not.
Now, let me ask you this, Lieutenant. Was Lance Corporal Dawson given a rating of below average because you learned that he was sneaking food to private bars?
No. He was given a rating of below average because he committed a crime.
What crime did he commit?
He disobeyed.
Lieutenant Kendrick, what crime did Dawson commit?
He disobeyed order.
Yeah, but it wasn't a real order, was it? I mean, after all, it's peacetime. It's not like he was ordered to secure a hill or radio for battalion aid or advance on a beachhead. I mean, surely a Marine with Dawson's outstanding service record can tell the difference between the really important orders. Say which ones are illegal, Lieutenant?
No. No, it was not Corporal Dawson's prerogative.
Yeah, a lesson he learned after the Curtis Barnes incident.
I would think so.
Take notes, so don't-
Objection!
Withdraw.
Lieutenant Kendrick, did you have a meeting with the men of 2nd Platoon Delta on the day of 7 July this year?
Yes.
And what did you tell the men at that time, Lieutenant?
Private Santiago was to be transferred off the base at 0200 and he was not to be touched.
Thank you, Lieutenant Kendrick.
Coffee?
Get the tower chiefs from Guantanamo Bay.
And?
Nothing. The first flight off is the one Jessup said he booked him on.
Damn.
That's all right. We did a job on Kendrick.
I wanted Jessup.
Jesup's not our job. Anytime I can tell you that.
Nobody else is gonna go after Jessup.
Dawson and Downey, Joe. We work for Dawson and Downey.
Right, right. Okay, you remember the order of questions?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't use small words?
Yes.
He gets round when he doesn't
I
understand.
got it.
Yeah.
When he doesn't understand something, he thinks he's in trouble,
I
and
know.
I'm just saying go slow,
I'm gonna go slow.
okay?
All right.
And get him off as fast as you can. All right.
All right. If Downey comes through, I think we can win.
We are. We're gonna win. And be sure to make a lot of eye contact so... Right. Want some coffee?
Yeah, but you can't have any now.
Hey, I'm just psyched. I'm juiced.
You're wired.
Sam, you want some coffee?
Yeah, I'll take a yoo-hoo.
You're gonna have a yoo-hoo?
Yeah?
Okay.
What's the big deal? I want a yoo-hoo. He asked for a yoo-hoo. It's like he's asking for the correct time. I asked for a yoo-hoo. It's like the world's coming to an end. You know what? I'm gonna get myself a yoo-hoo, huh? Can we talk
All right,
now?
Sam.
I just want a yoo-hoo. I'm fine. I think we're gonna win.
We were taken into custody by the military police officers and taken to the brig.
Corporal Downey, this is my last question for you. Why did you and Lance Corporal Dawson give Private Santiago a code red?
The code red was ordered by the executive officer, sir, Lieutenant Kendrick.
Thank you.
Private Down. On the week of 2 July, the switch log has you down on post 39 all week. Is that correct?
I'm sure it is, sir. They keep that log pretty good.
And how far is post 49 from Windward Barracks?
It's a ways, sir. It's a hike.
How far by jeep? How far in minutes would you say?
About 20 minutes by jeep, sir.
Have you ever had to walk it?
Yes, sir. That week, sir, Friday, I was DDL. The pickup private, sir, that's what we call the fellow who drops a center post and picks us up. Also, because he can get girls in New York City. The pickup private got a flat, sir, right at 39. He pulled up and blam, a blowout, with no spares, sir.
The two of us had to double time it back to the barracks.
And if it's 15 or 20 minutes by Jeep, it must be an hour by foot. Am I close?
Me and Pickup did it in 45 flat, sir.
Not bad, Marine, not bad. Did you say that the assault on Willie Santiago was the result of an order given by Lieutenant Kendrick at a meeting held at 1620?
Sir?
You just testified that the meeting where Lieutenant Kendrick gave the order to perform a code red on Willie Santiago took place at 1620. 20 minutes after your squad was relieved from the fence. But you just told us that your squad that you didn't get there until 1645.
Private? No, sir. You see, there was a flat.
Were you at that meeting, Private?
Sir?
Were you at the meeting where Lieutenant Kendrick held the 2nd Platoon Delta?
No, sir. You see, there was a flat tire.
You never heard Lieutenant Kendrick say, give Santiago a code red. Did you? Did Corporal Dawson order you to give Willie Santiago a code red?
Objection!
I'd like to request a recess to confer with my
I'd like an answer to my
The
question.
witness has rights.
The witness has been read his rights.
Ma'am?
The question will be repeated.
Ma'am?
Did Corporal Dawson give you the order to give Santiago the code red?
We had... Sir, I didn't...
Direct your client to answer the question.
You must grant the defense a recess.
We did it in 45 flat, sir.
Lieutenant Caffey, please direct your client to answer the question.
Private Downey is my client, and I'm addressing this court.
It was a code red, sir.
Lieutenant, please handle your client.
Private, answer Lieutenant's question.
Yes, Lieutenant. I was given an order by my squad leader, Lance Corporal Harold W. Dawson of the United States Marine Corps, and I followed it.
So what did he say? Downey's got to plead involuntary and get 5 to 7. Dawson's going to have to plead to a high court. 12 to 15 hours. What do you want me to say? That no lawyer in the world would have thought to check something out like that? I wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Then why didn't you?
Trusted you! 2 guys who were about to do 6 months are going away for 2 decades between them because I trusted you! So that was today. That's before I talked to Ross. Did you tell Aunt Ginny about your track record? Did you? Did you tell her that you've been to court 6 times and you've lost each time? Your compassion's compelling, Joe. It's also useless because Loud and Downey needed a trial lawyer today. Anyway, screw that. That's that.
I still think we can win.
Yeah, right.
I think you're using what happened today as an excuse to give up. I think you're afraid of Jessup, Danny. And you're just destined to be a victim of your own fear. But what the hell, you still get the steak knives.
Sam, stop cleaning up. Sam, stop cleaning up. I'll get it. I don't know. I mean, do you think if we would have found Markinson, it would have made a difference?
No. I don't know. I mean, who knew what Mark would say? Maybe he was just a coward with a conscience.
I gotta call Ross. I told him I'd call him before midnight. Would you?
Yeah.
father proud of you?
Don't do this to yourself.
Is he proud of you?
Sure.
Bet he is. Bet he blows the shit out of the neighbors' guys he goes with. Sam made the law review. Sam's arguing. Sam's got cases. He's arguing. He's winning cases. I think my father would love seeing me graduate from law school. I really like that an awful lot, Sam. I'm really upset about that.
I know you are.
I gotta go, boss.
Give me the number, I'll call.
It's in my. It's the photo on the top back line.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I cut myself in a damn security thing.
Shit, I forgot to take it off.
Take out Ross's number, give it to me, I'll call him. What?
He calls me.
I can't hear you.
He calls me.
Yeah, we still need to call Ross.
No. Call him. Thanks, but no deal. Tell him I'm requesting a 24-hour continuance to subpoena Colonel Jessup.
What?
You're going after the wrong guy.
What the hell are you talking about?
Remember our flight back from Cuba?
You're on 6
Right, the flight code?
Why would I remember the flight code?
AF-40 doesn't have any windows, but she flies.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay, you remember the tower chief's log from Andrews, the one, the Joe guy, the one that called.
Yeah, AF-40 MAM.
M.A.M. Matthew A. Markinson. Coward with the conscience. Jesus, why it took me 5 damn weeks to figure it out beyond me. But given some time, I can figure a way to blame it on you. Come on, you gotta prep me for Jessica.
Let's just sit down. I will call Ross, Jessica came with evidence.
Look, I don't want Jessup on evidence tampering. I want him to say he ordered the code red.
You're gonna trip Jessica.
I'm not gonna trip him. I'm not gonna trip him. I'm gonna lead him right where he's dying to go.
I don't think you can do it.
I know you do.
Well, doesn't that mean something to
A
you?
great deal. A great deal. Let me ask you this. What if I'm twice as good as you think I am? What if I'm not some half-ass, Phi Beta Kappa used car salesman?
Danny, you still need a window. He's not gonna let you near. He doesn't have any weaknesses.
He has a weakness.
What?
He thinks he was right.
Listen, you shoot at Jessup and miss. Randolph will cite you. Randolph will cite you for contempt. If they decide to teach you a lesson, they'll slap you with a dishonorable discharge, and that will be stapled to every job application you ever fill out.
Life's like that sometimes. Let's go. Come
You're
on.
that sure.
Yes.
He's gonna
Yes. You know why?
No.
Because he has a code, he has an honor, and I'm twice as good as you think I am. Now let's go. Come on. Hey, say Sam, did you ever hear about the story of the lieutenant commander and the lieutenant colonel?
Believe I have, Danny. It's a story of courage and conviction, is it not?
Right you are, Sam. You see, the lieutenant commander, she was investigating a crime, and she had a question she wanted answered, and nothing was going to stop her.
Now, this Lieutenant Colonel, I hear he's a very scary guy.
Yeah, sure, to some people. I mean, hell, to some people, he's the stuff which nightmares are scared of.
But not Commander Galloway.
No, sir. Because Commander Galloway, she ain't scared of nothing. She had a question, and she was going to get an answer, and she was confident. And she was forthcoming.
She did a job.
What do you want?
Look, listen, I want to talk to you about Lance Corporal Dawson at PFC Downey.
Down.
Down.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, I can't accept that. We braved the extraordinary elements to get over here. I ran out of gas halfway up 8th Street. Hell, Sam had to walk a quarter of a mile just to get over here. Look, anyway, the wife and I were thinking about what, going into court tomorrow, maybe saving our clients' lives, maybe put some homicidal maniacs behind bars. Thought you might want to come along.
I can't seem to defend anymore.
Well, I'm really sorry to feel that way, Joanne. I really am. You were right. You were confident. You were a lawyer from the very first day. Live with that.
the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls Lieutenant Colonel Roy Jessup.
Colonel Nathan R. Jessup will take the stand.
Colonel Jessup, have you previously been sworn in?
No, I have not.
Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give this general court-martial is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your full name, rank, and current billet for the record.
Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Roy Jessup, Barracks CO, Marine Ground Forces, NAV Base, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Thank you, Colonel. You may have a seat if you wish.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
The defense failed to get a deposition from you, so I'm gonna break the cardinal rule and ask you some questions without knowing the answer.
Seems a little more sporting that way, Lieutenant.
Indeed. When you learned of Santiago's letter, did you ask Lieutenant Kendrick to have a meeting with Second Platoon?
Yes.
Why?
I felt that Santiago's life might be in danger once word of the letter got out. I had Lieutenant Kendrick tell his men that they were not to take matters into their own hands.
At the time of this meeting, who was your second in command?
The company commander, Captain Matthew Markins.
And at present, Captain Markinson is dead, is that right?
Colonel, I'd like to know what the defense is implying.
I'm implying simply that at present, Captain Markinson is no longer alive.
Well, surely the Colonel doesn't have to travel all this way to confirm that information.
I just wasn't sure if the Colonel was aware that last week, Captain Markinson took his own life with a .45 caliber pistol.
I'm aware.
The witness is aware, the members are aware. We thank you for bringing this to our attention. Lieutenant, move on.
Yes, sir. Colonel, at the time of this meeting, when you told Lieutenant Kendrick to tell his men that they were not to take matters into their own hands, you gave Captain Markinson an order as well, is that correct?
Indeed, I advised Captain Markinson that I wanted that boy transferred off the base immediately.
You felt Santiago was in danger.
Yes.
Grave danger?
Is there another kind?
When did you learn of Santiago's letter?
Thursday, 7 July,
What time of day?
in the area of 1000.
7 July 1000. That's when you told Lieutenant Kendrick and Captain Markinson that Santiago's life was in grave danger and that Captain Markinson was to have him transferred off the base immediately. Is that right?
Son, is it me or are we going around in a circle here?
I have a copy of the transfer order here. It says that Santiago was scheduled to be moved out at 0200 the next morning. 16 hours later. Why did Captain Markinson wait 16 hours? Why did Captain Markinson keep a man in danger for 16 hours?
There was no transportation off the base until 0200. The 0200 was the first flight off. Are these really the questions that I've been called here to answer?
I'm just trying to determine if it's possible that your instructions weren't carried out by the officer.
Have you ever served in an infantry unit, son?
No, sir.
Have you ever served in a forward area?
No, sir.
Have you ever put your life in another man's hands? Ask him to put his life in your hands.
No, sir.
We follow orders, son. We follow orders or people die. It's that simple.
Even if that order is illegal?
Objection.
Sustained.
Withdrawn.
Boy, I'd love to know what in the world qualifies you to pass judgment on us.
Please, sir, I'm not here to pass judgment on you. The members of the jury are. And they're entitled to the truth. Don't you agree?
Is that right?
Do you disagree?
Certainly not in principle. I disagree only in as much as I disagree that a paraplegic is entitled to foxtrot. It'd be nice. It just ain't possible.
Are you saying it's not possible for this court to hear the truth?
This court? I don't know what that means. I'm saying it's not possible for you to hear the truth.
Why not, sir?
Your Honor, is this
Your
dialogue
Honor, the
anything
defendant's
particular?
commanding officer just testified that the truth is an unattainable goal, and I would like to know why.
Colonel, you're under no obligation to address that question.
Captain, for the past month, this man has attempted to put the Marine Corps on trial. I think somebody sure as hell better address this question, or people are liable to start listening to him.
Why, Colonel? Why is it impossible?
Because you can't handle it, son! You can't handle the truth! You can't handle the sad but historic reality.
What reality are you referring to, Colonel?
We live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. The luxury of the blind. The luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You can't handle it because deep down in places you don't talk about, at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me there. We use words like honor and code and loyalty. We use these words as the backbone to a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under a blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I prefer you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to.
That's what I get for asking questions without knowing the answers.
Well, we appreciate your time.
No trouble, Captain. I love Washington. Danny, don't look so glum. After all, what is it you people say? Live to fight another time?
Excuse me, I didn't ask for you to step down.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not through with my examination. Have a seat.
Lieutenant!
I'd like the record to show that the witness got up and walked towards the door without being told to step down.
Colonel.
I beg your pardon?
I'd prefer it if he addressed me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Defense counsel will address the witness as Colonel or Sir,
Just what the hell kind of outfit are you trying to run here?
and the witness will address this court as Judge or Your Honor. I'm certain I've earned it. Take a seat, Colonel.
Submit for Defense Exhibit A. It's the Tower Chief's log for Naval Air Station Nav Base Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. List the incoming and outgoing flights for Thursday, July the 7th and Friday the 8th of July. Is this your signature?
That's my signature.
I draw the court's attention to the fact that between 0600 on Thursday the 7th and 0200 on Friday the 8th, no passenger-capable flights left that base.
Noted.
Noted.
Colonel, at this time, I'd like to tell you if you'd like to take a short recess to compose your thoughts, or if you'd like to consult with your attorney, we can...
I don't need an attorney.
Colonel, it might be advisable.
I said I don't need an attorney.
Sir,
Colonel, a moment ago you said that Santiago's death saved lives. Given that, sir, I wonder if you can tell us, are the defendants criminals or heroes?
I don't suppose that's for me to say.
Please, sir, I'm asking your opinion as a military expert. Criminals or heroes?
They're warriors.
No. Criminals or heroes, sir?
They're heroes.
Why in God's name did you go to such length to cover up what they did? Why did you have the law books?
Objection! That is completely without
I've heard
basis. What
enough.
the hell is
The
wrong
jury
with
is
you?
strictly cautioned. Defense counsel has made a reckless and irresponsible accusation not to be grounded in any evidence whatsoever. You're instructed to disregard his remarks entirely. Lieutenant Caffey, you consider yourself in contempt of court. Now, are you through with this witness?
No, Your Honor. Submit for defense, Exhibit B. It's the Tower Chief's log for Andrews Air Force Base for the night of July 7th. It seems an AF-40 landed in Andrews with 94 empty seats, having just taken off 2 minutes past 6 p.m. What's the departure point, Colonel? Naval Air Station, Nav Base, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. You know that Kendrick ordered the code red because that's what you told Kendrick to do. And Kendrick follows orders or people die. Isn't that right, Colonel? You ordered the code red, and when it went back, you cut these guys loose. You had Marcus inside a phony transfer order so it looked like you tried to move Santiago. You forged the logbook so it looked like the first flight off was 0200. And you had the doctor say it was poison so it wouldn't look like the code red. You trashed the law. But we understand, Colonel. You're permitted. You have a greater responsibility than we could possibly have. You provide us with a blanket of freedom. We live in a world that has walls, and those walls walls have to be guarded by men with guns, and nothing's going to stand in your way of doing it. Not Willie Santiago, not Dawson and Downing, not 1,000 armies, not the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and not the Constitution of the United States. That's the truth, isn't it, Colonel? I can handle it.
I did my job.
You ordered the code red!
Yes!
Say it again!
I ordered a code red! I ordered a code red!
Jack, all yours.
Sir, I suggest we dismiss the members immediately and move to an Article 39A hearing. The witness has rights, sir.
Absolutely. The sergeant at arms will take the members to an anteroom where they'll wait for further instructions.
All right, what's going on? What the hell's going on here, Captain? That did it fine. I'm not all that goddamn familiar with Article 39A. So what? I heard a code red. Big deal. I'm getting on my plane and I'm going back to my base.
Guard the prisoner.
In peace, guard the prisoner.
What? I ordered a code red and everybody's pissing in their pants like some fucking ladies' auxiliary.
Colonel, you have the right to remain silent.
Are you charging me with a crime?
Used against you in a
You're charging me with a crime!
whether judicial or
I'm a Marine! Marine!
I'm a lawyer, President. Your question.
This is ridiculous! I'm gonna tear your eyes out of your head and piss in your dead skull! You fucked with the wrong Marine! The wrong Marine!
Colonel, do you understand these rights as I read them to you?
I'll tell you something, my friend. You have no idea how to defend a nation. I'm trying to defend a nation. All you did here today was put people in danger. That's all you did, so give yourself a pat on the back and sweet dreams, son.
Don't call me son. I'm a lawyer and an officer of the United States Navy. And you're under arrest, you son of a bitch. Take it away, he's dismissed.
On the charge of second-degree murder, the members find the defendants not guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to commit murder, the members find the defendants not guilty. On the charge of conduct unbecoming a United States Marine, the members find the defendants guilty as charged. You are hereby sentenced by this court to time served in the brig up until this point and are to be dishonorably discharged from the Marine Corps. This court-martial is adjourned.
Lieutenant! Dismissed.
Why?
Harold, I'm sorry.
Why? I don't understand.
It's not as bad as it seems.
Colonel Jessup said he ordered the code red.
I know, but
Colonel Jessup said
Listen
he
to
ordered
her.
the code red. What did we do
Listen to
wrong?
her for a second.
What did we do wrong?
Ask Hal.
We did nothing wrong.
Sure you did.
How? We did nothing wrong.
A jury just said your conduct was unbecoming a United States Marine. What does that mean?
You're the lawyer.
You're the Marine.
Not anymore.
What were you supposed to fight for? What were you supposed to fight for?
People who couldn't fight for
What were you
themselves.
supposed to fight for?
Willie Santiago! You were supposed to fight for Willie.
No more questions.
Lieutenant Gagnon is supposed to take these gentlemen down to personnel for some paperwork.
Yeah, go ahead. Harold, you don't have to wear a patch on your arm to have honor.
Ted Hop! There's an officer on deck.
You're dismissed.
Gentlemen.
Danny. Didn't know about the tower chiefs.
People had a case, Jack. People had a case.
you know, you two really ought to learn to relax a little. How about a celebration? I'm buying. Sam, champagne, yoo-hoo.
No thanks. I'm gonna go home and spend some time with the wife and baby. I bet you my daughter's bilingual by now.
So what's next for you?
Let's see. Staff Sergeant Hector Baines. I think he was found guilty going to the movies on company time. What about you?
Me? You know, the usual.
Just genuinely annoying people?
Yeah. because you have every reason to be happy right now.
Yeah, I'm happy. Thanks, friends.
So how about it? You want to have a drink?
I think I'll catch up with you later. I'm gonna get started on Hector Banks.
You were like 7 of the strangest men I've ever met.
Lift your head and lift it high. Daniel Cappy's passing by.